Welcome, my brothers and sisters. It's the PM Hour. You know why y'all here. You know what we want to talk about. You know what y'all want to hear. I'm Patrick.
I'm Tasha.
I'm Terry.
Hey yo, it's your boy Garrett. Peace and blessings. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what's going on, in our society, because we know that elections are coming up in just a few months here. And shout out to my partner out here, Ice Cube. Not to say like I know him, but shout out to Ice Cube right quick, because Ice Cube have a little insert about what we should be thinking. That's the idea here. What we should be thinking about as a black community. Here we go.
What do we get in the first 100 days? That's what we're trying to figure out. What do we actually get that they could give us overnight like that? They just pulled $3 trillion out their ass and gave it to their friends. That's American taxpayer money. That's your money that they just gave away. And then there's 42% of black businesses closing. None of that money. Where's our fucking bailout? Where's the bailout? Not the PPP loan that they didn't give us. Where's the bailout? I don't want to hear about deficit. I don't want to hear about what our generations gonna have to pay. Because if we don't have shit, they ain't gonna have shit anyway to pay nothing. So we gotta start something right now. Democrats don't seem like they got a plan. Republicans don't seem like they got a plan for us. So how the hell you gonna vote for them?
And that's where I kind of really want to come with it at. We have to kind of see where we talk about these discussions all the time. We talk about the police, we talk about the funding, we talk about reform and all this kind of stuff. But there is no definite plan. So we kind of have to see. It's kind of one of those things, we get that line, whether they don't know, don't show, or just don't care about what going on in the hood. It's just the same thing that I just say. I mean, it's all that.
Yeah,
just
right.
On,
say the whole line, right?
Either they do not care, or it's just the ignorance, whatever you want to blame it on. But my main thing is not even about what the powers that be or the other races that get it. I don't care about the other races, the non-black Africans. This is not what we're talking about here. My whole soul is to get us to understand that, the black people, because this is what we're here for. It's to get us to understand that no one cares, so we have to give a damn, because that's what this is coming about.
Yes.
Why would you vote for a person and their policies, and even in their policies when they tell you there's nothing in there that's written about you? 42%, he said, 42% of black businesses went under.
Right.
And then you think about your generation. Like he said, they're not going to have money anyway. And you're talking, and I'm speaking for a person that doesn't really have any kids, so you can sit here and say that, well, what do you really care? But you're thinking about the future. Not because I don't have any kids doesn't mean I don't need to have that relation to the sense of the future and think about what type of world I will live in with the new businessmen that can be, or the new businessmen of that, what can transpire. I have nothing against a young, bright, black, young kid that can sit here and get his mind straight, and he put his mind to it and he get millions off that. I mean, we support that all the time. But again, the idea is this. If these people with these businesses are already going under, then what future do you look for? They don't have nothing to pass on to them.
Right.
They are already in this type of struggle that, I mean, you can't pass. I mean, it's like you pass on the struggle. Is that where we're at right now as a society?
Yeah,
There's
would
a
say
question
so.
out here that we can pass out. Please, everyone that we're here, sitting here and chime in. Do we say that, instead of the wealth, instead of our businesses and, and our mindsets and the teachings that we're saying, or is it more we're just at a point in society where basically we're just passing on struggles to our generations?
Man,
I would absolutely agree. That's exactly what's happening, And with what Ice Cube is saying, and he eloquently put it together as far as, okay, he's frustration. It sounds like a lot of frustration. Everything that we are saying, he's saying like, okay, forget the Democrats, forget the Republicans. What's the black agenda? What's the black plan? And we get this overshadowing media discourse where it's like, okay, they just want to pump Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But I really want you to think what the moniker Black Lives Matter is saying. It's like, basically, it's saying we're telling somebody that our lives matter. When in actuality, in Ice Cube's inference, in his whole statement is basically saying that, okay, well, it should matter to us. Forget what these Democrat and Republicans are saying. The real question is, what are black people going to do about it? And a lot of that, it comes down to, okay, well, what is our plan? What are we going to do? We vote largely as a bloc, Democratic, and we hope and we pray that Democrats, that we give them ourselves, that they're going to finally eventually do something for us. They're going to give us something tangible that where we can hang our hat on and say that, okay, well, our vote mattered in this regard, and we got something from it. We had a black president and got nothing from it. Even a black Democratic president, the Democrat was going to get our vote as a bloc, but how strong would it be even that he's black too? And now Biden coming in, and he picked up a black woman that he's saying basically, I got the black vote, gave y'all a black woman, I don't need to do nothing more for y'all. So what more do I need to pander to y'all anyways? And 42% of businesses, so then they come down to economics too. Businesses, okay, 42% of black businesses hurting, like my brother said, what Ice Cube said, So what's the tangible result? It goes beyond voting. And I'll just say this, and I'll pass it on. Okay, we seem to forget that our people, and you hear a lot of black people say this, that our ancestors died to get the vote. Our ancestors died to get the vote. They died so that we can vote.
I hear that a lot.
Right.
No, they didn't. And I'm going to tell you, no, they didn't. Don't lie to it. Our ancestors did not die to get us to vote. No, they didn't. I'll tell you what they died. They died to see us get something better.
Yes.
They thought it's not just a vote. The vote was a means to an end. It was a means to an end. They thought through this means that we were going to see ourselves in a better place because that was promised to them. No, but we didn't see the result. We have the benefit of living now to see that where their efforts and what they died for, we didn't get. So it goes beyond the vote. We have to get away from that, Whether how a solution, we have to come up with some way to solve our problem. Our ancestors, just like we have to think, is to what benefits us, what's the real step to take in order to get something, because the frustration is part of that. We die, we march, we cry, we yell, and nothing.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, it's frustrating. After some point, we might as well just lay down and die. I mean, cause I'm tired. I'm tired of complaining. So, so if you get what I'm saying, I hope I'm being absolutely clear.
You just get lost.
Yeah. Frustration has a death. What's it? Frustration actually can kill because stress. Frustration is stress.
Yeah, it can lead
stress
to
can
that
kill.
stress. Yeah,
there you go.
yeah. It leads
and,
to stress.
And think about it in a whole group sense. A group feels stressed.
Yes.
So you might as well shoot up your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's your thing? That's what I have to say. That's what I have to say about that.
And that's probably what they want you to do anyway, is to shoot
There
up
you
your
go.
neighborhood so they can turn around and arrest you, have you in jail, so they won't have to deal with you anymore.
Right.
And then they could just throw you away and lock you up, or better yet, they could just kill you like they've been doing anyway.
Right.
So you're still kind of looking at it as a lose-lose on your behalf. Because on their type of behalf, like you brought up the Biden situation, it's like, what's the point of me looking at the black vote? Because it's like, hey, I already got their vote. So what's the point of even looking at their situation? Because another point of his eyes is like, well, I already got the brown vote. I mean, not got the brown vote, but it's like, I got to think about the brown vote because they're kind of like, so I don't even know how they're going.
The brown, you mean Spanish? It's brown. So
Yeah,
to be clear,
however you
the Spanish vote is opposed to the black vote.
speaking
Got
Latino,
you.
however you look at
Got
them.
you.
Because I don't look at their ass no way to keep that shit 100.
Right.
I'm just speaking on my perspective.
Right.
I can't speak on the whole world, but just me being me. If y'all don't know who I am, but I'm gonna tell you I'm Tasha.
That's Tasha.
I don't speak on their ass no way, because their ass shouldn't even be fucking called brown.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm black, which we should be just brown. They ass ain't no color to me. I mean, if you want to call their ass brown, white, I don't know, but they asked to be over there with the fucking Caucasian.
So you don't feel Biden going after them like that? So what,
No, I don't feel like he's going after them like that because he feel like they're so and he's more intertwined with them because he feel like he said, he got to be more focused onto them because he'll know which way they going to swing. That's why he ain't paying us no never mind. That's why we're the ones morally getting killed more than as they say, the brown.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to disregard that they're not getting killed as a high more than we are, because they are too. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong, because I'm saying that they're not, because they are. They are getting discarded like we are too.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I'm just still saying as you know, like what Ice Cube is saying true enough. Like, what are we getting in the end?
We black people, our struggle is not there. Brown,
Exactly.
our struggle is not theirs. Their struggle is not ours.
It's not as high.
It's not the same.
As
Yeah.
there are. I mean, there is. You see what I'm saying?
No,
So
but
they
you know
wanna
what?
Put us as the same category. Like, oh, let's just, you know, like, you know, you want to give somebody a shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, let me give these little shout out to my black and my whites or my black and my browns.
I get what you're saying,
No,
yeah.
I'm not giving them motherfuckers no shout outs.
Yeah, well, you know what? You did brought up a point into the sense of the power that they kind of hold, and that's again to what we're talking about. That's what the subject is, a little bit about here is, again, you talk about the Latin community, but again, since the Latin community have a larger community, I won't say they're a large community. I mean, they have a bigger community than the black people do. Yes, you know, but again, they're able to wield this kind of swing power, you know, with these political
I'm not
parties.
knocking that.
Yeah, no, but the point is that that's where the position we need to get at. All long story short.
Yeah.
See where you're getting at. That's where black people need to come in, man. We need to be that, kind of have that swing power, where it's more about we're looking at these candidates' policies more than we're looking at, you know, just, you know, associating with this candidate because they're, you know, a Democrat, you know, or, you know, voting for them because they're Republican. You know, we have to see inevitably what can we get out of whatever it is that they're selling, because this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? You know, a bit of them are some snake salesmen, you know, some ivory salesmen, you know what I'm saying? Very slick at it, you know, they get you with the words, you know what I mean? They're very, 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 very good at it, you know? But
Democrats, specifically, they snake oil
you know how it goes.
to the black community.
Oh,
And we
watch
buy
the
snake
fox.
oil. We drink snake
watch
oil.
the fox. You know
We-
what they
we
say?
drink snake oil.
You gotta watch the fox.
We
you
drink
know?
that snake oil.
You know how
Right.
it goes, yes, you know? I'm definitely.
What I want to say real quick is what you were saying about, am I not in it? What I want to say about just trying to be a swing, you're saying, the issue, or a black voter, the issue we have with that is, okay, for example, right, this past primary just happened, and actually, like, you know, other elections we've had since then, for whatever reason, I mean, I know the reason, but for many reasons, African Americans tend to vote against their interests. Not to say that other groups don't do that.
Poor whites
but,
do.
Yeah,
but, right.
but we're talking about us right now.
Right.
And we tend to vote against our interests. So one of the examples of us doing that is this past election. We voted for, I don't want to keep bringing up Bernie Sanders. You know how I feel about Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
But
we do. Yeah.
we, on a whole, right, African Americans voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
They voted for Joe Biden thinking that Joe Biden support Medicare for all, meaning everybody to have health care, whether you have a job or not. Just if you're an
You'll
American
be a damn
citizen,
motherfucker.
you have so people voted. So that's what I'm saying is the reason why they get us is because we don't focus on our issue. And we have so many issues. And the other point I wanted to say about that is a lot of times we actually, when we don't focus on our issue, we're doing a disservice to other races, because a lot of the issues that we fight for, other races also benefit off of that. Like a lot of things that came out of the civil rights movement wasn't just for African Americans. Women benefited from that, you know, Asian Americans benefit, other races benefit, other groups benefit from that. So that's the thing, like we always get distracted on just voting as a block, and in doing that we ignore our core issue. And I think that's like the real injustice.
Yeah.
The real injustice of
and
us voting like that.
Yeah.
And just the
And let me say, the bad part about it is that when we vote as a block, it's in large part, it's superficial. It's superficial because we vote in the block because we're trying to battle racism and not think about actually what we need. We vote as a block for the Democratic Party because we feel like the Republican Party is racist and they completely don't have our interest in their hearts and minds, you know? So when we're voting based on race in this regard, then we overlook what this party we're voting for and how it's detrimental to us. How the Democratic Party do us a disservice. And here we are again with this election coming up. We feel like, okay, our vote has that much leverage against Biden Kamala party to where we can get something tangible, and that we can actually make something of this. But it's always that same again that Obama did. It's a hope and a wish and a dream that you don't have it right now. But guess what? If you hope and a wish and vote that way, you will eventually get it. The result, how it's been to get nothing.
And that's so funny. And what burns me with that is because if the Latino or brown, whatever you want to call them, if they're so smart and they would think about how they're going to vote, they would not vote for him, because the majority of their population also, like they say, the black, they're also incarcerated. They're also incarcerated just like the black community. They put the majority of their men and women in jail.
It's not that's got to control, but you know, say like, see, I hate to include the Latin community because we don't know how they think. They're voting on their own interests. Whether they want to vote Republican or Democrat, they're doing what's for them. And that's fine. I see how it could be similar, but they're voting for whatever their interest is. Without them, and we can't be concerned of getting caught up with the Browns are like us, and they're going to help us do what we have to do as black people. We see they only take what...
No, I wasn't combining the two.
I know you weren't. I know you weren't. I know you. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? We just have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? With how we include them in our argument. You know, to think that they have our best interest in their hearts. You know? And it's not going to get you saying, because your point is absolutely right, you know? But we keep it specific to what we have to do as other people for ourselves. And Ice Cube, I think that's where he was going. It was like, okay, what do we do? What's the name? And in the video, you all saw it in the video, and for everybody watching and listening to it, I'm going to put the link to the video so you can see exactly what it said. For those who want to see what Ice Cube said yet, you can see. Because there's a certain part that he said, okay, well, black people, so what do we do? So we still have time. This is September. We're in September. There's October, then comes November. We still have time to make some kind of change right now. And then are we going to take the time to make that change before that time comes? That's where the real leverage comes in. You just imagine if the black in 1 month take that block away from Joe Biden. Trump's going to win. And according to the numbers, Trump is not that far from Biden. As of September 6th, which is the day, Biden's still winning the polls, but not by a large margin.
Right.
Trump can still win.
Yep.
You know, so, okay. But black people, we can make a big difference. We vote for Trump, but what are we going to get? Whether we go on Trump's side, Biden's side.
That's the issue.
What are we going to get?
The issue.
What are we going to get?
That's the issue.
Yeah.
And this is where we need to be focused at. You know what I'm saying? You know, so subscribe to us, you know, let us know. We are on that, you know, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you know, all it goes. You know, we're all there on
we all over
platforms.
there.
You know, please subscribe to us, please, and just let us know, you know what I mean? Because it's that black thought, and that's what we want to spread around to everyone.
It's all about the melanin, y'all.
You know what it is. Subscribe, you know.